So you go ahead.
Let's go.
Okay.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, greetings, good afternoon, everybody. This is Ann Sieg. Welcome to a really awesome, incredible web class where you're going to learn a ton of information, how a top secret Amazon loophole can transform you into a one-person sales machine, even if you've never sold anything before in your life. So again, welcome everybody. This is Ann Sieg. I'm the founder of the E-commerce Business School, and I have with me today Brian Cummings. He is our Executive Director of Training and Coaching, and he is the creator of the book flipping profit system. There is no one else who has this system. It is his brainchild, born out of thousands upon thousands of hours of in the field work. So proudly introducing our special book flipping profit system created just for you. All right, I appreciate everyone being here on a busy Friday heading into Christmas. I'm really impressed you're taking the time to be here, and I'm very excited for you because this could be a really great way to head in towards Christmas. All right, so here we have one of our members who had made a post in our private mastermind group page. She says, I got 120 books for a total net profit of $1,534 with a buy cost of $55. So I want you to listen really closely to the next few slides so you can really understand how this translates for you and what's going to be required of you in terms of people always are looking at opportunities and evaluating one against the other and how doable will this be for you. So the book flipping profit system is one of the lowest priced business opportunities into a sustainable, predictable, and reliable income. And it's a lot of fun too. You have 100% control of how much time, energy, and money that you want to invest into your book flipping business. And the best part is the Amazon book category is the most profitable category and with the lowest cost of goods, which makes it a perfect winning combination. So let's spell this out a little bit. You could literally spend $10 and walk out with a cart full of books ready to go. Anywhere from 10 cents to $1 is all you need to get your first product out there. It's not a big risk, but the payoff could be massive. So imagine buying a book for $1 and selling it for 20. What if you could rinse and repeat that again and again and again? So this is Christy, one of our members who came through the book flipping profit system and who's done extremely well. She says FOL today. And by the way, FOL stands for Friends of the Library. You're going to learn about that today. She says 152 books for $50, 10 of which was a donation to the library for an average cost of 33 cents a book. I scanned from 10:45 until 2 for an average buy of 48 books an hour. It was a good day. And I did this all by myself with no helpers. So this is proof positive. You could have just $10 to start with and find some really awesome deals, the cost of good, that you can flip for a very reliable profit. All right, so again, welcome everybody. This is Ann Sieg. I'm excited to be with you on this lovely day in December as we head into Christmas. We are in the GoToWebinar platform. So what I'd like to do is for you all get familiar with the panel and how this works. First thing, if you could, let's everybody find out how this hand raising function works. Go ahead and raise your hand. Good. We've got some people understanding that functionality and finding it. That's the most important part. Okay, great. I'm going to put the hands down. And the one that's actually more practical for you is being able to write in the chat box. So I want to let you know I'm hosting this call from Bella Vista, Arkansas. And Brian, who has joined us today, he's calling in from Northern California. So you all take a moment if you could, please. And in this way, you'll know where to find that chat box. Yep, Anne's got the idea there. Arlene has the idea. Go ahead and write in where you're calling from, and I'll greet you folks. And I just lost there it is, question thing. Okay, there we go. New Jersey in the house. Hi there, Joanna. Peter, Boston. Stacy in NorCal too. Great. Anne is in California. Great. Elaine in the house, South Carolina. Connecticut in the house. It's going fast now. I'll just have to read through these fast. McKinney, Washington, Peso, Robles. Good morning from Utah, Missouri, just north of me there. Virginia, Washington, SoCal, Ohio. Hi there, Beth from Palm Harbor. Nashville, Austin. Fred, calling in from Hawaii. Karina from Vancouver. Carolyn from California. Okay, great. And North Carolina in the house too. Okay, great. Want to make sure you guys all knew where to find that chat box. By all means, post any questions that you have. We will get every single question answered. I've got Coach Curt here in the wing. He'll help answer questions. And of course, Brian, our book flipping expert, is going to be able to answer questions as well. Let's move forward. So, book lovers, unite. You will love building a book selling business. It's loads of fun and profitable too. So here's what we're going to be covering today. Learn the foundation of the book flipping profit system, the amazing fulfillment by Amazon seller platform. The 4 keys of our book flipping profit system. You will understand what makes our book flipping profit system so doable and profitable. Learn why you won't need to do any recruiting, build a downline, or build any kind of lengthy sales funnel. No traffic generation needed either. How to get going today with our new book flipping profit system, and lots of Q&A. We're going to get all your questions answered. So I'm going to introduce you in just a moment our master trainer, Brian Cummings. He is an Amazon 6-figure annual income earner, and he is the creator of our proprietary book flipping profit system. He is a 10+ year Amazon veteran. So he didn't just kind of waltz into this space 2-3 years ago. This is over a decade's worth of time as an Amazon seller. So that's a lot of value. So this beautiful mobile home that you see, that is Brian and his lovely wife, Terry. That is courtesy of the book category. And they have upgraded 4 times, 4 different mobile homes as a result of their book flipping business. So it can create a really wonderful lifestyle. We have members who have done the same, by the way, gotten their own mobile homes and live a lifestyle doing book flipping from their mobile home. So it's pretty cool. A little bit of background about Brian. He's a neuromuscular therapist with over 20 years experience, and then their lives changed drastically with the makeover of state regulations that affected Brian's business. This was in the state of California. Brian started e-commerce began with his health supplement website in 2002. eBay was actually Brian's first marketplace selling experience, not Amazon. That followed shortly afterwards. And Terry and Brian love to travel and plan to live in their mobile home half the year. So this is just a screenshot of Brian's book sales in 1 year. You can see 187,000. And 1 month's book sales paid for the down payment on Brian's new house. He's going to share with you within the book category, there's actual subcategories of books. And there's one subcategory in particular that brought in enough profit in 1 single month. I think you all, ladies and gentlemen, in your head, you know what a down payment would cost in a house, right? That's how much he had in profit to put down in his house solely from books. So Brian is truly living the life he's always dreamed of. Thank you to Amazon and the Amazon book selling category. Brian was also one of the creators of our Sourcing China Home Studies system, and he helped on our most recent Sourcing China trip. Brian has been our most popular trainer at our ASD Market Week workshops, which is the largest consumer goods trade show in the United States. We did 14 different presentations and workshops, and here's Brian training from the stage there. He always packs out the room, and the fire marshal finally had to close the door with this particular presentation. Brian has helped deliver well over 15 different workshops, from our Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat to our recent 3-day e-commerce funnel mastery workshop. So working with Brian has been a complete pleasure, and I know you're going to feel the same way. So that's me and Brian, that's me on the right, and that's Brian, and that's at one of our workshops. It's been a lot of fun working with Brian. So here's what members have to say about our book flipping profit system. Here is BFPS member Nicole Haymont. She says, we hit $100,000 in sales yesterday. 65% was from books. And here we have Jen, 272 books for 63 cents each on St. Patrick's Day. Here's Missy. She says, I've been in direct sales for 20 years and I have never seen anything with this much potential ever. And here's Jen again, $10.57 profit per book, 529% ROI. Again, that's because she got the books for such a cheap price. That's why the profits can be so nice. Here's Candida. I just sold one of these free books for $79.87. She picked up 500 free books. Pretty sweet deal. Here's Christina. BFPS program is the best investment I have ever made on any training program of building a side business. She is a CPA and has a master's in business management. And I do have to say it's been very notable. Accountants seem to really love this program because they're very numbers centric. But there she is with one of her wins, a $207,000 profit with a 10,352% return on investment. This is about making your money work hard for you and doing its job for you. And here is Christina again, just this past summer, she hit $10,000 in sales so far in August with 97% being books. This is my own. So my family and I, we do book flipping too. Pretty cool. This was $514 sale, all from a $2 book. And that was a 16,000% return on investment. All right, this is big business information and education. Regardless of whether you move forward with us or not, please open up your mind because you're going to learn about one of the most powerful business models on the internet right now. All right, so the foundation of our book flipping profit system is the amazing Fulfillment by Amazon Sellers Platform, and we call it FBA for short. All right, Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA is the acronym. So Amazon founder Jeff Bezos stated that third-party sellers now account for nearly 50% of the goods sold on Amazon. So thank you, Jeff Bezos, for letting us share in this pie, is basically what he's doing here. So I'm going to run through this as a typical retail business model, and you will see that the risk for these people who have these kind of business models is very heavy, right? Okay, the risk that you have with BFPS is almost like totally negligible, by especially a stark contrast here. All right, so typical store owner, they have to master the skill of how to source products that people will actually buy. They don't know, but they're going to do their best as they spend money investing in products. Then they've got to create these store displays and that's a whole science unto itself. Then this is probably the most challenging of all. They've got to attract customers. And they've got to get what's called foot traffic. Now that's true of any website as well. You have your own website, and it's true of any brick and mortar store. You've got to get customers coming through the door. You're gonna have to take orders. You have to receive payment. You need some kind of payment system set up. Shipping out orders, there's customer service, and refunds and returns, no fun. All right, that's the typical model, and I would say this one is probably the most difficult, drawing in those customers and sourcing the products. Now, by contrast, is this model. This is a game changer. I want you to pay very close attention because this is the business model you're going to leverage to your benefit, just like Christina and all these other names that I read off. So we're going to go from left to right, explaining how FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, works. Okay, you're going to invest in products. So we use the word shop, but really think of yourself as an investor as much as cryptocurrency. You all have heard of that, right? Precious metals. Oh, surely you've heard of investing into real estate. Fair amount of risk with that one. Agreed on that? Okay, all these different investment vehicles, and they all take mastery of some sort. True or true? Everyone's nodding their heads with me. Good. Okay, because that's essentially what this is. So you invest in a product. You saw it. You know, could be 33 cents for a book. That's your acquisition, or $2, $3. It's some small amount, but it's money that could otherwise sit in the bank. True or true? Or you could go, I'm going to save that for real estate. You decide. Anyways, you've got your money and you're going to invest it in some books. And you're going to use our system so you do it smart with a proven, reliable system. Okay? Then you're going to ship your books into Amazon. You have to, that's what makes it fulfilled by Amazon. You ship them in, then Amazon is going to store their books, your books, in their warehouse, right? Then the customer is going to buy your book through the Amazon web portal. Amazon is going to pick and pack your book off the shelf. It's attached to you. There's a little system, a tag that goes on there to identify your seller ID. And then Amazon will ship that product out. And I love, a lot of people go, how in the world could that possibly still be profitable, Ann? It is. Why would Brian do it for so many years? I mean, right? Logic would defy itself pretty quickly, but it is profitable. And then this is the part I really love. I can appreciate this on the far right. Amazon does all the customer service. So write this down. Hopefully you've got your spouse with you as well. Write this down. Amazon is the spoil me rotten model. They spoil us rotten as buyers, consumers, through Amazon Prime. 1/3 of you statistically are Amazon Prime buyers, right? Just raise your hand. Yep, love it. I'm Amazon Prime man. Okay, that's 1/3 of you. And what Amazon Prime does, one of the main benefits is the free 2-day shipping, right? That's why I love it. I use it all the time. But as a seller who makes money through Amazon, bar none, the biggest part is this, because I'm an internet marketer, so I know this to be true. They've done all the marketing for me. They've done the hardest part of running a business is getting the customers. You with me, everybody? Have any of you ever tried to learn traffic generation? Have any of you ever tried to build a sales funnel? Have any of you ever done that? I've been doing it for 14 years. So I know it really, really well, but it is a skill set, I can assure you. You don't even have to think once about marketing and selling. You know what your job is? It's scanning and shipping. And that's all it is. Scan and ship. That's all you're doing. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. Any questions? Everyone, can you nod? Let me know on the panel. Everyone good here? We'll talk about just a little bit more. But everyone, can you just raise your hand and say, yeah, got this, Ann? So I'll state it another way. You all have this choice. You could just say, no, my money is better off in the bank. Thank you very much. I'm just going to leave it there. And then you get that really wonderful 1% return, right? Or you're someone like Christina who goes to town. She does it part-time. And her husband and daughters do the shipping. That's how it works in her family. And she had 10 grand in sales in August. And now in January, it's going to even be better for Christina. So she could have left the money in the bank, but she chose to make her money work for her. That is your choice today. That's really the choice. Leave the money in the bank where I feel safe, or move forward and make that money work hard for me with a proven, reliable system. All right, let's move on. So the secret sauce is the Amazon Prime customer and the buy box. So I've talked about the Amazon Prime. I'm one of them. And they comprise, it's basically about 1/3 of the population of the US is Amazon Prime. They're taking over. They dominate all of online and offline and online retail, Amazon. Anyways, this is the most powerful piece of real estate online right here is the Amazon buy box. It is the most lucrative piece of real estate online. So that's our job as a seller, is to land in there. And so Brian's going to talk about that too. All right, I'm going to give a quick introduction to Brian. So he's actually, Brian, is this where you come in and you talk about yourself? I apologize, folks. I get so excited about this. Brian, are you there? You can come on in and introduce yourself with these bullets in this slide.
I sure am. Hi, everybody.
Awesome.
Okay. So you should know probably a few things about me. You already know that I've been a bookseller for 10 years, or I've been an Amazon seller for 10 years, and that I only sell books exclusively through Amazon's FBA program. That's what Ann was explaining to you, where we send our products into the Amazon warehouse for Amazon customers and Prime customers. I only sell commodity books. And by that, I mean books that are not specialized, they're not antiquarian. You don't have to have any specialized knowledge about books to sell these books. I do like to sell textbooks, and I'll explain why a little bit. I've trained over 2,000 people, and we have hundreds of success stories. You're going to hear a few more of those. And then selling books has led to some additional opportunities with Amazon and beyond Amazon. Now, who is this for? Well, if you're already selling in e-commerce, you want to expand your business model, expand your profits, it's perfect for that. If you want to create a part-time business with a full-time income. By the way, remember that sales amount that Ann showed you, that chart, it said 187,000. That was part-time selling books for me at that. If you want to choose your own work schedule, if you want a reliable, consistent, turnkey business that you can run on autopilot, if you want to support your domestic travel, I mean, you've seen how Terry and I travel in the motorhome, and if you just love books, I'm a book lover, it's one of our favorite programs, especially because we have so many people that love books, and they love their business because of that. So I'm going to go into the 4 keys of the book flipping profit system. FBA is one of those, the book scouting tools, and that includes Amazon's data loophole. I'll explain that in some detail. Strategic pricing and informative book descriptions. But before I do, I want to give you kind of a picture of what a book flipping business looks like. So you need a smartphone, an Apple iPhone, an Android phone, and you put in an Amazon book pricing app. You're seeing a picture of it there. And then you have the camera on the back of your phone, and you scan barcodes on the back of the books, just like that. So you go to sources of used books, thrift stores, library sales, yard sales. There's all kinds of places that you could easily find used books. You scan the barcode, and the app, that's on the next slide, will show you here with the parameters that we give you, the BFPS book flipping profit system, profit parameters, they're programmed into the app. The app's going to give you the data that says to either buy the book or not buy the book. Everything that you need to make a decision of whether or not to purchase that book and send it in to sell it on Amazon is provided right there on your phone. So once you have purchased your books, you bring them home, you sort them by condition, and Amazon provides you with some software that they call Seller Central. You just scan the book right into Amazon software, out prints a little label, put the label on the book. That label right there is tells Amazon that that is your book, that it belongs to you, and then when a customer places an order for it, they know exactly where to find it, and they send that book off to the customer. Then you just package the books up into a box like this and put it out in the front of your house or your office. UPS comes by, picks them up, and takes them on to FBA. Lastly, you just monitor your inventory through Amazon Seller Central, monitor your prices, monitor your sales. It's a fairly simple and straightforward process. Okay, so the 4 keys of the book flipping profit system. And by the way, as I'm going through this training, if you have questions, please put them into the question box. I'll be answering all these questions. We'll do a little Q&A for everybody. So anything that comes to mind, go ahead and put it into the question box. So let's get started with the first of the 2 keys, FBA and the book data tools, the scouting tools. So it's highly crucial here that you understand the difference between FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, and FBM, which is what Amazon calls fulfilled by merchant. FBA, Ann already explained to you, that's where you package everything up, send it into Amazon, and they fulfill all of your orders. Fulfilled by merchant, you inventory your products, and if when the customer purchases the book, then you package the book up, put the postage on it, and send it directly to the customer. Understand the difference there? So Amazon, it got its start selling books. Well, it's the very first thing that was sold on Amazon were books, and it's the world's largest book-selling marketplace. What you're seeing here is a picture of one of Amazon's book warehouses. When you send your books in, that's where they are, and you can see somebody there. They're going through and they're picking a book that has been sold, and they'll send it off to the customer. Now, there's over 60 million active titles for sale currently on Amazon, and each of those titles can have hundreds of copies for sale, and they're all coming from third-party merchants. So if you look at these examples down at the bottom of each, there's a red circle there. It says 127 used. The next one, the first day of school, it's 312 used books. The next one's $100 startup. There's 58 used copies. Rules for Writers has 210 used copies. Those copies are all from sellers like us where we list them for sale on Amazon. So you can see there's lots of books, 60 million active titles, hundreds of copies. Well, this brings up a problem, brings up a challenge for Amazon. You should know that the vast majority of those books on Amazon are sold by merchants who mail their books directly to the buyer. And they do this by using media mail, USPS media mail. The advantage of doing that is that they have a greatly reduced postage cost. They can mail it to the customer for just a couple of dollars, but it takes 10 days to get to the customer, up to 10 days. And so this is a drawback for the customer. It's also a drawback for the fulfilled by merchant seller. Next slide. Only 5% or less of books on Amazon are sold by FBA sellers. That's what we're talking about here, sending our books into the FBA warehouse. And prime customers are the people that like to buy these books. Now, if you look at the two circles down there, the red circles, you'll see that there's 29 used copies of this book from $1.28. Those are merchant fulfilled copies. And over on the right, that's the buy box. And that's a buy box for the used product right there. It's selling for $18.53. Now that's coming from an FBA seller. Think about this. From a merchant seller, this book is $1.28 plus a small shipping charge. On the right, it's $18.53. It's sold through Amazon Prime. It gets there in 2 days. Prime customers like to buy Prime-enabled books. Those are coming from sellers like us that are selling through FBA. Let me show you a couple more examples. Here's a Kids with Diabetes cookbook. You could see in the red circle, there's 48 used copies from $3.04. Those are coming from merchant fulfilled sellers. But yet on the right, I sold this book through FBA for $14.66. Another example. This is a high school textbook, 140 used from $1.22. I sold this book for $24. Another example. Look at the price difference from this one, $2.49. A customer could have bought this book for $2.49 plus probably $3.99 shipping. So maybe a total of $6 to $7. And yet they paid me $43.87 for this exact same book. Now, why would they do that? Well, for one thing, they get it right away. And if you look up in the sales information there, it's a shipping service next day. They actually paid extra to get this overnight. That's what they're willing to do. That's why they pay this kind of money in comparison to merchant fulfilled. It's crazy, right? But they do this. And so you would think, well, okay, if I'm going to get $40 instead of $2, wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't everybody do this with FBA? Wouldn't all booksellers sell through FBA? They don't. There's a problem, and I want to show you why. Okay, this will lead back to those the vast number of books that are there. Remember, there's over 60 million active titles, and each book can potentially have hundreds of sellers. This particular copy here of James Patterson, it's just a novel, New York PD read. You can see that there's 206 used offers starting from 272. I'm going to tell you some detail about this one in a moment. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so your book pricing app, that has all that data from Amazon of all the books, all those active titles. It has the actual title of the book, the picture, the weight, the list price, Amazon's price, something called the sales rank, the new buy box price, the used buy box price. And for every offer, remember there's hundreds of offers, it's got to be able to show the current price as well as the condition of the book and if it's sold through Prime, that's FBA. But Amazon can't supply all this data. Your phone can't even handle it. So they've solved a problem for themselves. And it's caused a problem for us as FBA sellers. You see, they limit the amount of data that they put on that app to the 20 lowest used prices, the 20 lowest new prices. they have this fancy thing. They call it an API. It's what sends the data from the Amazon website right to your smartphone and lists all of that right on your app so you can see it all. But you don't get a complete picture. You only get the 20 lowest used prices, 20 lowest new prices. So for the purpose of this book, next slide, this James Patterson book with 206 used offers, we can see in the middle picture there, the Amazon sales page, that there are Prime enabled offers. Those are the FBA offers that we send in, $12.88, $14.71, $14.79, and there's a new copy there at the bottom for $16.86. That's being sold by Amazon. But yet on the book pricing app, when we go to scan this book, when we decide whether to buy it or not, to sell it through FBA, we get nothing. And that's because the FBA prices there of $12.88 or higher, they're not within the 20 lowest used or 20 lowest new prices. It's blank on our app, and we can't decide whether or not we should sell this book. We have no idea what it's selling for on FBA. Let me show you another example. Here's a gerontological nursing book. There's 126 used offers starting from 1 penny. And look at what they're selling for through FBA, $19.94, $19.98, or $5, $19.95, $19.95, and so on. And yet on the right-hand side, all we get to see is one new offer. That one N stands for new. We don't get to see any of the used offers because there's 126 used offers starting at a penny, and the FBA offers just don't show up. So we have no clue when we're scouting this book what it really sells for in FBA. Next slide. The vast majority of used books on Amazon sell for less than $10, the lowest price offer. Remember that gerontological book was selling for a penny. So most of the books on Amazon, their lowest offer is less than $10. There's some books that sell for 20 to 50 and even fewer that sell for 50 or more. And we're talking about their lowest price, not the FBA price, just that lowest offer. But through FBA, next slide, there's a significant number of those penny books, you know, those books that sell for under $10 that are selling for 10, 20 or more through FBA. There's lots of them, and I had showed you some examples. Next slide. So the pricing app, of course, fails to see many of those books, and this is the loophole that I've been speaking of. Amazon just doesn't show you the data. They can't show you the data. They don't have the ability, your phone doesn't have the ability to see it. And yet, next slide, I found this way that lets you see what those prices are. And this has been my process for about 5 years now of taking advantage of that problem with the app, the loophole, so to speak, that I found a workaround for and that I teach in the book flipping profit system. So when you see my competitors out there, it'll be your competitors too, they're using the same app. They have access to the same data, but yet what they get looks like on this next slide here. There we go. This is a typical find from a thrift store for most book scouts. They walk in, they may find 10, 12, 15 books, something like this. And I asked one of my friends who sells books if I could take a photo of what they had just purchased. And they stacked them up there and I took a quick photo. This is what they find. But what I often find looks like this. See, that's a shopping cart full. And I've gone through the same place that book scout just went through, and I found hauls like this. Now that one on the next one on the left-hand side there, that's unusually large. That's probably about 100 books. The one on the right there is probably 50, 60 books. The ones that you saw a moment ago were probably 75 books. I don't find that all the time, but I often find it plenty of times. And that's why I have lots of shopping cart photos like this. You can see the receipt, the sales receipt on the one on the left. So, and the red cart, that's from a Savers. I like to go to thrift stores. I'm not the only one finding these large book hauls, though. Our members do too. And here's Caro, and she said, I walked away with over 100 books. Jen says, just a little haul from our 2-day Friends of the Library excursion, 272 books at 63 cents a book. Olin says, my weekend haul, about 700 books. That's incredible. Kay says, just busted my record from yesterday for biggest haul, 213 books. Here's Christy saying, so our total haul for the day was 386 books. That is a very good day. Danita says, my feet are sore. I scanned for about 3 hours and bought 68 books. Andy is saying total for the weekend, 132 books, 4 of which averaged out at $400. So the 4 of them were $100 books. And here's Olin again. I mean, look at this. He's hustling. This is Goodwill Christmas Eve, 200 plus books. So way to go.
Wait a minute, Brian. That means for everyone here, let's see here now. This is timely. That means in 3 days, people are going to be hitting the stores here, guys. 200 books. Christina did say, I just interviewed her, and she's spending this coming week, she'll be scanning for books. She says, it's nice and empty. I just buy up all the books. So, ladies and gentlemen, perfect timing.
Okay, so that's the two combined, FBA and the book scouting tools, and how they interact together. That's why these two keys are, they play together. They're just a perfect fit. Now, let's talk about strategic pricing. So this is a chart, a several-year chart of the lowest selling price on Amazon for this particular book, this Campbell biology book, a very common first-year college biology book. And look at the price, how it moves up and down and up and down and up and down. Sometimes on a daily basis, that price will fluctuate like this. The prices of used books are extremely volatile on Amazon. And so you can see it sold for as little as $7 at one time and as much for $47.95. You're probably looking at this and thinking, wait a second, well, why would I sell it for as little as $7 when I can look at a chart like this and know that I can sell it much higher, probably that same day or the same week? Yeah, that's right. So you want to be able to take advantage of this. Next slide. In strategic pricing, we show you how to use a very sophisticated set of pricing rules. It factors in the price of the merchant fulfilled offers, the new used offers, FBA's offers, Amazon's price, all of that data. And you can look at this and say, oh, I have a pretty good idea of where I should price my book. You can also automate this. So it will take advantage, it's called repricing software, and it will take advantage of that volatility and move your book price up and down on an hourly basis if you'd like it to maximize your profits. Now, the last key here is informative book descriptions. Remember how we said that Amazon is the world's largest bookseller and they got their start selling books? Well, booksellers or book shoppers on Amazon are pretty savvy. They know that to go read the item condition notes. The book category is the only category on Amazon where they allow condition notes, which means you can actually describe each copy that's being sold and give this type of detail about it. So they show up on the product page there, the offer page, and this is what they look like on the right. And there's several categories for describing conditions, meaning used, acceptable, good, very good, or like new. You can put in any of those categories, but then you can also put a note. And what I'd like you to imagine as I read this, what it would be like for you if you're imagining what this book might be like, or if you're going to buy this book. Which one would you choose if you're going to buy it? So the first one up there, it says use acceptable. It's a reading copy, may have signs of wear and previous use, scuffs, writing, or underlying. Dust jacket may be missing. Well, is it missing? Is it there? We don't know. It just may have all of that. The one beneath it says used good. The book is in good condition, used copy with light amount of wear. Well, what does that really mean? It's hard to know from that. The next one, used very good, 100% product guarantee. That's not even describing the book condition at all. The one below that is used very good condition, and that's what they say, very good condition. The bottom one there, used good. Now imagine this in your head as I read this off. Pages are smooth and clear with minimal folds or creases, faint smudging on book edges, free of any markings or labels, minor to moderate wear to dust jacket, includes wrinkle to edges. Fast Amazon shipping and delivery tracking, so on. You get a pretty good idea of what that book might look like. Doesn't that inspire you with some confidence that if you order this used book, it's actually going to show up in that condition? Wouldn't you be willing to pay a little bit more to get that book that you feel certain is going to be well described, that the seller took time and care to describe the book in that way, wouldn't you choose that book over all the other copies? Well, that's what we experience, is that when we describe the books like this, that the people will pay more for them and they'll be the first to sell. We've seen this time and time again, but that would take a long time to write that out, especially for every book that you're listing. Well, we make that easy for you. We've already created all of these book condition notes, and I've done this from years of selling and describing books. I realized I need a faster way of doing this. And so I've created these notes that will describe pretty much every condition and combinations of conditions on used books, from the cover, dust jacket, the spine or the binding, the pages, book edges, even supplementary materials like an included CD. It's all included here. And all you have to do is go down and say, oh, that's the one. And they're categorized so it makes them really easy to find. That's the one that I want. And you just copy it and paste it right into Amazon and it's done. And it has this beautiful book condition note in there, the item note for that specific book. Okay, that's the 4 keys to the book flipping profit system. What do you think?
Well, here's what I think. When you shared with me the strategic pricing, what my brain told me is I wouldn't have been able to do that in, well, I'm just going to say it, in a lifetime. There are people who are just more gifted in certain things more than others. And Brian, you are gifted, you are blessed with a very analytical mind. And I'm going to want to think I'm not alone in this way, that others might be relating to what I say is, you know, to have stood in Brian's shoes in the last 10 years, could you on your end, I'm speaking to everyone here, have figured this out on your own? I know for a fact I wouldn't have with that whole strategic pricing. That's a lot of sophistication. Now, that doesn't mean, folks, oh, come in this system and you're going to have to learn that whole sophistication. No, the takeaway is this. Brian already learned it, did it, applied it, and he's gifting that to you through this true book flipping profit system. And that was the key when Brian, it was at a workshop. One of our members, attendees said, you know, Brian, you keep talking about books, and you're training on wholesale sourcing, all this, but I'd really like to know about your book flipping business. And that's when Brian reached out to me and said, Ann, there's more and more interest in this. And we ended up doing a workshop. It was the very first way that we made Brian's system available ever. Brian spent that entire summer putting it together, pulling out of his brain. You guys know how this is. You have some expertise up in your brain that you developed over a decade's worth of time, and distilled that down into the book flipping profit system, which is now yours to use. So I'm going to give you some details about that. This is Coach Curt. Our book flipping profit system has helped so many of our members, including actually one of our staff members here at the E-commerce Business School. His name is Coach Curt. He was my very first online mentor from 14 years ago. And he's a guy who likes to test and try things and kick the tires. And this looks pretty awesome what Brian is doing. I think I'm going to check this out. You know what? But I don't want to speak for Coach Curt because I believe he is here and can share his story because it's very unique. He does try a lot of things. His wife, however, hey, there you are. Hey, Coach Curt, why don't you fill the folks in on what happened for you and your lovely wife, Kay?
Okay, I will. You know what, I'm getting a double echo, but I'm going to go ahead and set something down here. Okay, you know, it was so fun watching Brian train on this, and I did kick the tires and I went out. I've done like maybe 25 different businesses through my life. And my wife came along on this one. She's never done anything, never been interested in any of it, you know, on and on, but it caught her eye. So she started going with me. And she loves children's books. If you see even over there in the corner, that's a little children's book pile over there. And so she got involved and she decided to make this a little part-time income for her. And it became more than that too, because we'd jump in the car and go on weekends and scan and fill our car and do overnights and come back with a few $100s rather than spend a few $100s. So that's her sourcing books there down in the corner in the children's area. That's the back of our car, and that's over to the right, the books that stacked up. And so Kay and I, our family, along with hundreds of others, are very grateful for what Brian's done. And you're absolutely right. What he has done is take this all into some settings on a phone. And there are times I'm not even looking at the phone. I'm just scanning and it goes, beep. So I look at the beep. I say, oh, there's a good one. And put it in the bag. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And thank you, Brian, for all that you've done.
Wait, hold on. There's a little bit more. So Kay used this as a part-time job, so to speak. And I do want to put in a word there. We have a lot of folks who, for whatever reason, maybe they have a disability, they're taking care of an aging parent, but this ended up being really convenient and lifestyle amenable, Curt, where you and Kay would take off for the weekend, have that, date time together away from home and do the book scanning. But what does this translate into part-time for Kay? We're looking at a screenshot covering 2 years, $112,000. And I know you know what your profitability is on your books and the average, et cetera. So what did this shape out to? Translate it for the folks. What does this mean in the Johnson household? And then the next slide will kind of show a little more what it meant for you.
Well, sure. What it really meant was, instead of having to be tied down to a part-time job, whether that's 20, 30, or even 40 hours a week at minimum wage, maybe a little bit more than that, where you're punching a clock and having to work your schedule around that, it was really the flexibility. So that's the same kind of income here. It was for that income. Yeah. So anyway, she was making that much money, but we are having fun doing it on our time and our schedule the way we wanted to, with the flexibility that we wanted. And we were in control of the profit margins too. Brian teaches us how to do all that. The children's books are a little less profitable than some other categories, but when you're having fun and you're making money, who cares?
So what did that book selling do for you?
That book selling helped pay for 3 weddings in 1 year. Those are my 3 daughters, and they all got married in the same year. And yeah, so it really, really helped.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Curt. And Coach Curt has something special from the Johnson household of their own book flipping efforts that he's going to share with our new members today. So here's Randy, an accounting book I purchased for $2.14, sold for $231.42, a profit of $190, ROI 8,803%. So here's how you can get started today. I'm going to introduce you to Brian's brilliant book flipping profit system. It is a $10,000 value based on, quite frankly, not only the results for Brian, for example, down payment on a new house, but for our members. So I'm going to go through a quick look at what you get when you invest in the book flipping profit system. You have a step-by-step walkthrough of Amazon, from creating your seller account to listing your products, your book, to getting the best reviews from your customers. Good reviews means more sales. Tips and tricks to raise your seller ranking. This means more people see your listing and more people buy from you. The exact way to box and send your book shipments to save as much as humanly possible on shipping fees. We even tell you the type of tape and tape measure to use to make 100% sure you're fully compliant and don't get penalized by Amazon. Remember, lower shipping fees means more money in your pocket. Time-saving hacks that help you compress the hours you would normally spend listing all your books into just minutes. Common obstacles and mistakes you may encounter and how to get past them. We've made them all ourselves, so we speak from experience. How to price your books for fast sales and maximum profits. The tips and tricks our team personally uses to outsell competitors without sacrificing their profit margins. We'll show you how to stay successful while avoiding the Amazon seller race to the bottom, and how to harness the power of Amazon to run your business for you. Amazon is more than just an online marketplace. It's an entire marketing system. Since they take care of the ads and traffic, and all you need to worry about is finding great books. How to maximize positive feedback, 5-star reviews, and virtually eliminate customer complaints. You'll learn the secret of Brian books, how to leave almost every book sale with a cart full of books, even if your competitors leave with nothing, and how to find highly profitable books in piles that have already been picked over by other book scouts. A few simple technology hacks that can reduce your book sourcing time by up to 90% while allowing you to find more profitable books than the competition. How to virtually automate your process so that the only thing you need to worry about is buying the books and the rest takes care of itself. In a real gold mine in our online community, you'll make new friends, share ideas, and find accountability partners to stay motivated. The sky is the limit. Ongoing support, motivation, and mindset building through our exclusive online community. Learn from your fellow students and our entire team of coaches. You have a place to find healthy competition and post your wins. So when you find a book for $1 and you sell it for $100, you need people to show it off to, right? And a super secret pricing technique that Brian uses to sell books for up to 20 times more than his competitors and even sell them faster. You're going to have unlimited lifetime access to the course. You can go back and recheck things you might have missed the first time around, and there's no monthly fee. This is a point-by-point breakdown of the entire book flipping profit system found in the manual. Brian himself uses to earn a healthy 6 figures and finance his dream lifestyle month after month and year after year. No stone is left unturned in this training, as you truly go from complete beginner to professional book scout with every resource you need along the way. And considering Brian has had multiple $40,000 months, we're talking profit, using just what he teaches in this system, the course is easily worth $10,000. So you're going to get the BFPS exclusive online community. Here again is BFPS member Christina Leo. She says the highlight of the program is the ongoing support of the community, which is instrumental to move people forward. You'll learn new tricks and tips in real time and be surrounded by other motivated people just like you, and make great friends and teammates in the process, easily a 997 value. Here's Burl. He says, thankful to being a member of ANSEED's organization and especially the BFPS. Great support and amazing people. I appreciate everyone's ongoing support and friendship. Now we're into some bonuses. We do have the link available to you now. We'll post that in the panel for the reason that some of you may be on your lunch break, but I want you to know we will stick around and answer every question. So we just wanted to expedite in case you're right in between the lunch break here on your work day. So bonus number 1 is real in-field footage of Brian scouting books and narrating, a 497 value. Basically, this emulates exactly the experience my husband and my youngest son and I experienced with Brian the summer he was creating the manual. We were his guinea pigs. We got anxious and too excited. My husband went off and bought books without any of Brian's training. There was no manual at that time. We were so excited. And Brian's like, well, we're going to have to evaluate those together. And so it was a screen share, as though we were together in a room. He was looking over the shoulder, which, by the way, we have done together in stores, me and Brian with my son, David. Anyways, you're going to have the same experience in that way where you think, man, I found a winner, I found a winner. And Brian will show you step by step, as though you're standing next to him at Goodwill or Savers, and breaking it down in detail. We have this because I gotta say, I'm a social learner. I like to see it demonstrated for me. Demonstrate it so I can fully understand, and so I could maybe watch it 10 times over, which that's probably what I need, multiple repetitions. So I made that with, my learning style in mind, and I hope that that's really helpful for you guys. Bonus number 2, Brian talked about earlier, the book condition notes for easy listing on Amazon. Brian has sold tens of thousands, I'm going to guess hundreds of thousands of books on Amazon. I probably bought one of his books. This is borne out through years of experience and perfecting these notes. Huge value. We're leveraging his hard work. All right, bonus number 3 is Brian's special FAQ web class with some advanced strategies. There is a lot within the book selling space. And let me just assure you real quickly, some people get worried. Wait a minute, you mean I'm not going to get everything in this thing to be successful? Everything you saw of our members, that is from this manual and from this course. The success that people have gotten, including people buying mobile homes, that is from the manual. But there is more to learn in the book category, all right? Bonus number 4, there you have it. Children's book Cashflow with Coach Curt Johnson, a 197 value. You learn the tips and strategies from Kay and Curt that then have an application in other categories as well. Bonus number 5, customer response templates for easy customer service. Again, leveraging Brian's expertise. Now, Amazon does handle the vast majority. I can speak. I got my hand up. I know what this is like. They're handling probably 95, 97%. Occasionally, as a seller, you will be asked a question that you'll have to service the customer. So Brian has crossed that bridge for us too. Do you see how this is no stone unturned? It is 100% complete system, proven over several years. All right, and not only through several years with Brian, several years with our members. So a total value of $12,282, everything that you receive in the book flipping profit system. And if you're still not 100% confident in our ability to help you gain massive profits in your book flipping business, we've got you covered. We are so firm in our belief that you will succeed by following Brian's system. We're also going to give you a very generous 90-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to speak into this just briefly. There's no way you can fail with this system. It's not possible. I'm just going to say it is possible for you to fail if you fail to show up and you fail to implement. And you guys all know the drill. You buy a gym membership, you guys get that. You know exactly that world where you intend and you don't follow through. Well, we have you covered that way too with this money back guarantee. But really, our system works. My family has used it. Hundreds, thousands of our members have used it. So you use this system, it's going to work for you. So our entire book flipping profit system, including the special mastermind group page, is normally priced at $497. We're going to receive today now our special webinar discounted price of $297. That's quite a deal and a special. Now, I do have a special bonus for everyone who buys right now in this webinar. Everyone is quote unquote tracked and coded. You're in the webinar. It only applies to people who are here with us right now. And that is Coach Curt's best profit secrets for Friends of the Library sales, $497 value. This is Curt and Kay's specialty for their sourcing. They go to Friends of the Library. Brian, my son too, by the way, they were big on Goodwill, Savers, etc., or I should say. Curt's specialty was Friends of the Library. I don't know how many he did, but he actually then mentored my son briefly on this too. They met in Wisconsin, and he mentored my son for a full day there. So discover how a little preparation brings a tenfold return. Learn the techniques and tools that only the best book flippers use, and why it pays to make friends with the friends. Again, that is strictly for those who buy in this web class before we close out. And we're going to stick around and answer all your questions still. Now, our special $297 pricing is available for the next 72 hours. I know we're heading very fast into Christmas, right? So you want to get this done because your weekend is probably going to be really busy. You're here. This is the time to get it done, and you get that special bonus. So then it will, after 72 hours, go back to our regular price of $497. So it is a 72-hour special, limited time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the e-commerce business school. I truly believe you will not find any training platform that has such extensive mentorship as we have here at the e-commerce business school. I've been online for 14 years. I've built multiple training programs, and here's what I know to be true. I am never interested in selling one-off programs for the fact of, here you go and see you buy. And that's for the reason here at the e-commerce business school, we're developing entrepreneurs. We're developing people. We want to be with you for your life journey as an entrepreneur. That's our desire, whether you may like us or not. That's our heart's desire, With me? Christina's a perfect example. She started with books. She actually has a private label business, and her books 100% supports her bigger private label business that she's growing. She's learned everything to build her private label business through us. So we continue. Oh, Coach Curt, am I being held accountable right now?
All right. Get in there. Buy now. It's the top of the hour. If you have to get back to work, do it, but buy first. And I'll see you on January 7th. Dismissed. No, hang around and buy.
That's Coach Curt. He's been my online coach and mentor for 14 years. Truly, in 14 years, I've never seen people so progress as rapidly in their businesses as I have with the 10-day accountability bootcamp. We just rolled it out this past year. It is absolutely remarkable, the results that people get. I cannot impress that upon you enough. And so some people, you don't need it. That's awesome. I would say probably 99% of you would dramatically benefit from this boot camp. All right. So that is for everybody here, simply because we can. We have such a wide swath of support here. My big claim is there is literally nobody who can ever say of the e-commerce business school they didn't get the help they needed. It's virtually impossible. It's physically impossible for anyone to say that, because I haven't even told you everything you get with e-commerce business school. So anyways, we're adding this in very generously, and it'll be a huge benefit to you and your family and your business. Here's a perfect example. Martha Fitzenmeyer, she reached over 11,000 in sales in her first 30 days. She participated in our 10-day boot camp and built awesome disciplines into her business to knock it out of the park. And I forgot to update this. She's actually, it's her 10th month. She's over 200 grand in sales now. So she got into the boot camp right at the beginning, and it got those disciplines that so many people lack. And we want to help instill those into you. You guys can be mighty and strong and powerful and do amazing things with your business. You have finally found the platform. You have finally found it. It actually really exists. And that's here at the e-commerce business school. It's shown up right before Christmas. It's your Merry Christmas present. All right, again, a reminder, Coach Curt's Best Profit Secrets for Friends of the Library Sales. That's only available right now to the folks who are in this webinar. Okay, the link is mybfps.com/flip. Everybody jot it down. Lift up your pen or pencil. Here we go, everyone with me, because I know some of you have trouble if you're on your phone and being adept and opening up a browser. So let's just do this together. Write down that link, mybfps.com/flip. Now that link is in the panel, and it's what we call a hyperlink. So if you know how to find the panel, which a number of you do because you've written into the panel, the chat box, look over there and you'll see the link. Now, this happens every single webinar, web class. People say, I can't find the link. I can't find the link. We're going to help you. So number one, if you have a question that you need answered ASAP, one, we're going to stick with you right now, but Coach Curt can help you too. And you can text him. That's his phone number. Don't call, just text. That's his phone. Jot that too. Everyone grab your pen and paper. Everyone's writing it down, 815-980-7. By the way, we actually have business advisors. Like, we welcome talking to our people. I don't like these kind of programs where you can't ever talk to a person. You can't ever get help. That's like you feel like you're in a straitjacket. That's not us. Not on ANC Watch. That's just not how I do business. All right, so mybfps.com/flip. That's the link. There's the phone number. But let me also show you, I want to make sure I see the chat box, the link. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, there it is. Thank you, Coach Curt. All righty, so let's just walk you folks through it. Here it is. So as I mentioned, it's at $297 for 72 hours. So that would take us to what, Curt? That's, we'll go Saturday, Sunday, Monday night. We'll go till Monday night. Oh my goodness, that's Christmas Eve. All righty. So it is a countdown. But remember, in order to get that special bonus from Coach Curt, You saw their numbers, okay? And it was 7,000 some hundred, it was roughly almost 8,000. You multiply that by 7. That's Coach Curt's average profit. I got to do that. So let's just, Curt, right? It was something like 7,780 or so times 7. Okay, 54,000 in profit. All right, 2 years part-time for Curt and Kay. Does this once in a while on the weekends together. It's pretty life-changing, ladies and gentlemen. And basically you're saying, well, how much money can I really make here? It's all up to you. And remember, there's one main thing you do. You source and you ship. That's it. And you're leveraging 2 brilliant men, Jeff Bezos. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for creating Amazon and the amazing seller platform, FBA. And thank you, Brian Cummings. And he has an absolute love and heart for teaching and sharing with people. And I know some people question, why would you do that? Because he loves, this is why he's our executive director of training and coaching. He loves helping people. He loves teaching and training people. This is very generous that he even chose to share his method. And he gets to still be just as profitable. It didn't steal his pie, his piece of the pie, right? Anyways, this is the page, 90-day money-back guarantee. You see everything that you get, alrighty? And you can see what folks have had to say. And this is where you make a purchase. There is a PayPal option as well. You can take advantage of that. We have a lot of folks who like to use PayPal as an option. Alrighty, I do believe we are at the Q&A, so we're going to get to that right away. And it looks like there's a lot of questions. Can we all give it up for Brian? And just gratitude, both twofold. One, that he created the system, and secondly is that he's here, during this busy season and sharing with us. Okay, someone is asking about, I'm going to go up there. Is this training applicable for Canada? The answer is yes. All right, if there's any other Canadians in here. Arlene is asking, if some books linger in inventory for too long, does Amazon send them back for low shipping? Brian says you can request them back if you want for just a tiny shipping charge. Yeah, you're also going to leverage the lowest shipping rates in the entire industry. And that is because Amazon is the biggest customer of UPS. So we are like morphed into Amazon and we get their shipping rates. A lot of people don't know that. They only know of standard typical shipping rates. And yeah, they're painful. Standard shipping rates are painful, but not you, because you're going to be an Amazon seller. Alrighty, Karina, I guess you'll be working with Amazon Canada. Very good. Brian says, yes, Amazon.ca, but there's also an opportunity to sell on Amazon.com US as well. Okay, how much money do you need to start besides buying books? I know the books are cheap, but expenses such as packing and shipping them to Amazon and any extra charges and Amazon fees for posting your book listings in there. Well, I want to speak specifically to Amazon fees. My middle son brought that up when we were just doing this. That's all accounted for. When those profits are displayed, those are your profits. It's not, there isn't like this Amazon gotcha. Oh, sorry, you dumb seller. You didn't know we're going to charge you thus and thus. They don't do it that way. When you see the profit amount displayed on your phone, that's already been factored in. Everyone with me on that? So it's not like you look at that profit and go, man, but what are the Amazon fees? No, that's all factored in. So you're looking at your profit. And you're correct. You would then, your book, 50 cents, $2, whatever you paid, and the shipping supplies, we've done them. They are extremely minimal. Books are actually cheaper in terms of shipping than regular arbitrage products. They just go into the box. They're so much faster because my son has packed both, and books are way, way faster and cheaper. Alrighty. What is the name of the book pricing app? All right, so I may need Brian for some of these remaining ones.
Sure, I'm right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of, how many Amazon sellers do we have here now? So if you're selling on Amazon, I'm going to lower all your hands. Would you just raise your hands? Let us know that you're already selling on Amazon. So yeah, there's a number of people that are doing this. All right. Yeah, I see a lot of hands going up. So you're probably, if you're selling arbitrage items, meaning retail products that are on clearance from Walmart and such, if you're probably using the Amazon Seller app, well, that's not going to do for selling books, not with our system. There's a Book Scout app out there specifically for books called Scoutly, and yes, they just changed the name from FBA Scan to Scoutly. It's $35 a month for using that app. We use the very best level of service, the professional level of service. Besides any Amazon fees, that's it. There isn't any other cost to doing this. It's a really inexpensive program to get started with. Okay,
I'm going to ask or answer I'm going to really do my best to make sure everything has been answered. Okay, what is the customer support email, Curt? So it is, I don't know if you're able to type that in, Curt, or if you want me, it's just everyone jot it down. It's support@ecommercebusinessschool.com, but Curt will also get that in the panel for you. Support@ecommercebusinessschool.com. Alrighty. Is everyone able to get to the link? It's mybfps.com/flip. You can see it right on the screen here. And the link is also conveniently posted in the chat box. Okay, Melanie is saying yes. I'm not quite sure what the yes is to, but okay. Let's just go up and answer questions. How do you get the loophole working on the Scoutly app?
That's in the training. Very well detailed in the training.
Awesome. And Arlene, is there a way to get the data from book scanning into an Excel spreadsheet? I'm an Excel nerd.
Yeah, there is. There's actually another spreadsheet that I use that you would love. That is part of some of the training that we do on the workshop level, and can tell you more about that. If you're a spreadsheet nerd, yes, there are things that you can do.
Which reminds me. Oh, here, I'm going to send this email address to everybody. Support@ecommercebusinessschool.com. We have a new member orientation as well. That's the level of professionalism that we have here at the e-commerce business school. When I say we set such a wide swath, okay, that is next Wednesday, day after Christmas at 8 p.m. CT. If you can't make it, it is recorded. So for all new book flipping members, we're also going to welcome and invite you into our new member orientation. That's next Wednesday. And we go into, even more question answer period because you're now in the program, right? So here, obviously, there's a lot in the program that is going to help answer many of the questions here. Okay. Diane, is the special app an extra charge monthly in addition to the retail seller app that I use for regular products? So yes, that was answered. Hey there, Peter. I am selling high ticket items on eBay. I am interested in a smaller quantity of books, buying lower quantity and selling them. For example, I had a Picasso book that I sold on eBay for $75. Is it possible to run a low volume, high ticket book business? That being for you, Brian.
Yeah, it really is. I know one of our members really specialized in that, where I tend to go and do lots of books. You saw those big, huge shopping carts. There's some of our members are far more selective, or they specialize in particular kinds of books. And by the way, if you do textbooks like I do, if you do textbooks, you're going to find that to be true as well, that there's some really high ticket textbooks out there. And textbook season, as we call it, is coming up in the second half of January.
Curt, I want to give this as a heads up to you. Hey there, Fred, shout out to you, welcome. I did just provide our 888 number. And so Curt, just to send an FYI to Lisa and David about that would be awesome. Alrighty. Oh, a great question rolling in from Val. Val there. Is it gated or ungated? Can you speak to that?
Sure. So the book category is not gated. Now, if you wanted to sell collectible books, which I never have, by the way, that would be gated. But I recommend you list them all in the standard book category. Now, there are some publishers that will restrict particular copies of books. So we do run into that, and it depends. That's on a book by book and a seller by seller basis. And there's a simple process for applying to sell that particular book, an automated process on Amazon.
Okay. So yeah, no problems with the gating. All right, Karina, I am in Canada, but you guys said that I can sell on the USA Amazon. Does it mean that my shipping costs would be more expensive? If so, about how much more would it be? Or is it almost the same shipping cost for me to send my books to the USA Amazon rather than Canadian Amazon?
Karina, it's going to be cheaper for you to send your books into Amazon.ca, Amazon Canada, because of crossing the border. You know, it's two different fulfillments warehouses. There's the US warehouses, and they sell on US Amazon.com, and then the Canadian warehouses sell on Amazon.ca. However, there's another opportunity for you that'll be come to the new member orientation. We'll talk about some other things that you can do if you want, because you can certainly sell on Amazon.com.
Yeah, and on the thank you page, after you make your investment here with BFPS, that's where you'll get more information about the new member orientation. But just know that it is next Wednesday, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you're auto-registered. I'm nearly 100% positive. So you're automatically registered for that 8 p.m. CT next Wednesday. And yes, there will be more information. Lots of questions. This is a very active group. If I miss your question, just ping us again, because there are that many coming in. Becky here is asking, do you enter the books in your inventory just like regular inventory, or is that different also?
Nope, it's the same process. The only difference is that you get the ability to put in that item note, that we make it really easy for you to do that.
Okay, and Deborah, will you show us how to set up a company? I don't want to have tax issues.
Deborah, we do not address the legal issues of, like, you know, how do I handle sales taxes? Now, in our forum, this is what's really cool. Because we are a community, we have a very active forum among all the sellers. I'm on that, the coaches and trainers, we're all on it, and we're answering questions. And even though for legal reasons, we don't address, like, how do you do taxes? When you say, hey, I'm in the state of Illinois or Texas or wherever you're from, how do I do this? Other members that are in that same state will pop up and say, oh yeah, I did that. Here's how I handled it. And by the way, here's a tax professional I can recommend. So the members are really supportive with each other around addressing those kind of questions.
Yep, absolutely. We would be remiss to give tax advice in that every state is different, 50 states, and we just, we're not legal experts. But, and we do, it is touched on in that it's a mini course about how to set up, it's called Amazon Basics, getting your Amazon account set up, and that is covered. Not in deep extent, but the whole setting up a company, if that's the path you choose. Arlene, does Scoutly allow for more than one scanning device per membership?
No, for every device, you'll have to have an add-on to your membership. It's at a reduced fee. We run 2 scanners, and so we pay a price for 2.
Okay, LMM, hey there. Would I still be able to get into Coach Curt's training if I invest 5 minutes after? Well, we're going to be answering questions, so I'm going to hang on right now. LMM, I have to scroll up. I know I've missed a ton of questions already, so you can just run and get it. And but you have notified us too, which is really the most important part. Hi there, Becky. If we are going to the trifecta, is the complete training included? Yes, absolutely, Becky. If you're talking about BFPS, I'm going to guess that's what you're referring to. Okay, absolutely. Karina, we answered that. I'm just, oh boy, I went too fast. Let me see if I can. And Sharon, congratulations. She says, been to several of these and have been doing your RA, retail arbitrage, since September, buying the book flipping today, gonna crush it in 2019. Yes, you absolutely are. It's a proven program. Okay, so let's see. Peter, we answered. Diane, I think we answered Diane. Let's see. Melanie. Okay, let us know. And again, okay, is Amazon Basics a completely, it's a mini course within book flipping profit system, Deborah. And that is about, and that's because we have other sourcing programs like wholesale, for example. for selling on Amazon, but yet everyone has to start with that foundational aspect of setting up their Amazon account. It's extremely thorough. Amazon would be very proud. I think they would send us a lot of business if they saw how awesome it is, because what we pride on ourselves is thoroughness.
And Deborah?
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
And Deborah, actually in that Amazon Basics, there is a specific lesson just for books.
Yeah, that's right. There is. Okay, Car, I wish we had more than 72 hours. Just put everything into products. Takes long. I get what you're saying. Okay. I understand. Oh, that's wonderful. Becky is hoping to be a trainer for the mentally disabled. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. And someone else just purchased. Congratulations. I don't see what their name is identified. So again, make sure you write down this link, mybfps.com/flip. Yep, no, I got it. Oh, I see what you're saying, Becky. All right, thank you. Does anybody, I know one gentleman asked for the phone number to call and place his order. And so, oh, there was Beth, we did miss that one. But if anyone needs the phone number, we can take your order over the phone as well. It's nice because this is during the day and I have staff who are on hand and who are available. So if anyone needs the phone number to call to place your order, we can do that as well. Beth here, Brian, do you ever go to college bookstores for textbooks?
Yes, I have. And actually kind of a backroom deal, backdoor deal, I guess you could say. You know, you make relationships with the managers of these stores. And so college bookstores can't sell all their stuff. They're only selling on their local college. There's some really wonderful things you can do with colleges, including professors, when you can get their books. So get out there and make relationships. And we talk about that in the course.
Yeah, Curt is a perfect example of that. Just as he and his wife Kay were on a road trip coming back, visiting one of their daughters, and they were coming up on a bookseller who had the clearance books, and he ended up where he was shown the back room where, hey, I like you. Here, let me show you what else I have. And that ended up being an extremely profitable relationship. Worth driving down to, renting a hotel 2-3 nights just to go down and source and knowing what their profits would be. So once you do this, you see where your profits are. That, well, you know, getting a hotel, traveling, mileage and all that, and that's all a write-off, by the way, but nonetheless still being profitable even with those expenses. By the way, we have several trainers who have also trained people to come in and do all their shipping. So Brian has someone who's, well, for years, Brian, for 8 years or so, you've had someone whom you've hired to help do all the shipping, prep and shipping of your books, right?
Yeah, that's Candy. Her picture was actually in one of the slides. And the funny thing is she's now part of the family. She married my stepson.
Now that's a pretty, we say this is kind of a sidebar benefit as it's a marriage enrichment course. So possibly even find a marriage partner. Anyway, that's just a fun story there. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, good. Okay, Fred did make his call. So if anyone does need, would prefer to be able to call in to place their order, I can give that number to everybody because, who was it? Fred just called and placed his order. So congratulations to Fred. Okay, Stacy is asking, hey, congratulations, Sharon. Stacy, to get book flipping quickly, which of the courses in my account should I start with? I don't know if I quite, let's see, which of the courses in my account? Are you referring to in your Amazon account? I don't know if I'm quite following, Brian.
Stacy, if you're in our back office, our learning office, you'll see there's a number of courses, including the book flipping profit system. That would be the one. Yes. So go to the book flipping profit system, and you'll see that it's very straightforward. The manual is first, and then there's a number of videos. If you're not yet selling on Amazon, there's the Amazon series. You'll see it right there. And then below that, one of the ones that you'll really enjoy once you read the manual is the over-the-shoulder training where I demonstrate. I'm live. I'm right there with the book in my hand and my app in the other, and I'm talking you right through the process of scanning the books.
And another thing is on the thank you page, if I'm not mistaken, you're also given the link to our support page, and you can ask any kind of question. We've got amazing, amazing members, and our staff here also is highly supportive on the page. So help is always there, email support. We're here for you guys. And welcome to BFPS, Stacy.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting you, so to speak, on the Facebook page.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's fun seeing people's screenshots. Any other questions? We may have missed it from up earlier, so just kind of give us a nudge in the elbow there. Nudge us and let us know. Okay. Well, this is a great way to start 2019. All right. Hey, there's Sharon. Will we get a link to the Facebook page, or is that in the training? Well, the link will be in your back office for certain. If you look off to the left on your back office page, it'll say, I'm trying to remember, it says support group pages. It'll be on the left toolbar, about 2/3 of the way down. You'll see it. And I'm pretty sure the link is also posted then in your course in the back office. Okay, lots of questions here. Joanne, whoa, okay, start SOW, now we need some side income to fund my projects. Yes, Joanne, that would fit beautifully with actually what Christina has done is BFPS, that's her bedrock. And she does some local retail arbitrage as well. Hi there, Val. Do you use a copy or a printer with labels for barcodes to books?
Val, yes, you can use a standard computer printer. They say to use a laser, but what I find is all the modern inks for the inkjets, they don't wear off. They're water resistant. So you can even use an inkjet printer to do that.
Okay, to answer your question, Dallas, I'm writing this in. The new member orientation is in GoToWebinar, just like this. Yeah,
So Melanie's asking, as a new seller, how long does it normally take to start making sales? You know, Melanie, you're going to be sourcing books and setting up your Amazon account. So let's say you take a day to set up your Amazon account and you go out and source books the next day and package them up and send them into Amazon. The day that they get to Amazon, they can start selling. So, you know, within a week, you can be having book sales on Amazon. It's amazingly fast.
awesome. Oh, Dallas, it's actually I'm sorry. I misread your question there, Dallas. My apologies. I had new member orientation in my head. The boot camp, I'd have to go back, but I think Coach Curt said on the 7th, and I can't remember if he does that through Zoom.
I believe it's on Zoom, Ann. Yes,
Yeah,
it's a face-to-face.
Yeah, yeah, they're every day. Boot camp is 10 consecutive days. And it literally is accountability. And we have one of our tech people. Basically, you're going to get a tool in the back office for tracking your results. It's called EOD. It's an end of day tracker. That is a piece of software we built for our back office that is everyone in e-commerce business school has. And as part of the accountability, that's how you report in. Similar to guys, if weight loss program and you weigh yourself on a scale, it's on that order. So you are tracking your performance and what you've done. It's a really cool app. We'll show it to you in our back office. That's what you're reporting on. And then you show up in the group call and you're going to hear everybody with this group share and accountability. And it's all documented. It's all like on this spreadsheet. This is such a game changer for people. I've never seen anything like it in terms of what it has done for members and how they just get into greater momentum because there's an accountability aspect to it. And it's a group thing too. Yep, you're welcome, Dallas. All right, Melanie, I'm going to talk with my husband and my daughter to see if this is a business we would like to start to help us start a full-time travel. Absolutely, Melanie. There's another wonderful case study. We could go on for another half hour with case studies. Marvin Hooker, CPA, and he and his wife, they travel. They're gone every weekend traveling, and their traveling encompasses the business. They've done very well with their books, such that both their mother-in-laws who are on Social Security are generating income as a result of working with him and his wife now. There was a son who lost his job. They hired him. So his Amazon business has become a hub of economic support for his family, his extended family. 2 mother-in-laws, the one son they hired for like 5 months until he got on his feet, and then he, had a job, but he was able to keep earning a living while working for Marvin. So these can be pretty big operations, folks. Christy Dugan has about 5 members: her mother, her daughter, her son, and the daughter's boyfriend. And so it becomes these family economic machines. It's what happened to Brian. So, all right. Any other last questions, guys? This has been a really, really fun interactive group, and we have a lot of people yet on the call, which is great. We did accidentally set up in the wrong account that only accommodated 100 people. So you guys are lucky you got your seats. All righty. Any last questions? Make sure you have that link.
There was a question earlier on. Yeah, do you want to show the link, and then I'll mention the other question? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay, yeah. There's the link. Yeah, mybfps.com, right down there at the bottom, /flip. So LM had asked earlier about the testimonials that we have, that many of them were quite dated. We've been teaching members how to flip books since 2015. And he was saying, do we have recent success stories?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I heard you laugh there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, who is it? Just our book flipper just posted like 10 grand. I'm drawing a blank. It's been like, they just keep coming through our page, but yeah, absolutely ongoing success stories.
This is Q4, or this is the Christmas holiday selling season, which is affectionately called Q4 by Amazon sellers. And so booksellers are doing well. Other sellers are doing real well on Amazon. And right now we just have in our Facebook page, which you'll see as soon as you join and sign up on the Facebook page, you'll go through and you'll see success story after another, after another, after another. I just hit my $10,000 goal. I hit my $5,000 a month. I did this, I did that. So they're just rolling in. And really, if you see it, you'll know that I'm not exaggerating. There's been so many of them.
Well, and for Brian too, as he likes to say, he has 3 Christmases per year. And so we're talking about different subcategories, and textbooks happen to be like one of the absolute most profitable within books. And so Brian, you have Christmas, Christmas now, December, you got a really, really big Christmas. And then you have January with textbook season. And again, in August is when that was when you made the money for your house, right? The down payment. Yeah.
That was a $20,000 net down payment. I don't mind saying it. And it just came from the month of August that particular year.
Okay. And now whoever just asked about those stories, Arlene is here. She is a current BFPS member. She says, testimony. I recently sent a box of 21 books for about $20 cost of goods. And my Excel spreadsheet tells me there's over $500 in profit. Books found locally. So 21 books yielded $500 in profit, not sales, profit. And she just posted that at 1:31 p.m. Central today, right now in this webinar. So thank you, Arlene. Appreciate that.
That's the power of books. They have a much higher ROI than most other products, because you're only paying 50 cents, $1, $2 for books. And then we're flipping them usually at least $15 on up to, could be several $100s. I mean, you saw Ann's example there of the $500 book. We don't find those all the time, but certainly books that are selling for $25, $30, $40, $50.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you, everyone. We're so excited for all the new Book Flipping Profit System members. We have our new member orientation next Wednesday. It's an auto register. And if for any reason you don't receive that, just send in an email to our support desk. It's support@ecommercebusinessschool.com. Or you could even ask on the page, and guaranteed someone on that page. We have so many leaders on our page. They'll help too. They'll say, oh, here's what you need to do. And they won't have the link necessarily, but they'll be able to assist you.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Coach
yeah,
Curt.
just one last thing. There's still lots of people here on the call, and you're showing the screen of this bonus before we shut off the webinar. I did this live. It is now recorded. And I was just so surprised at how much I'd learned over the years. I came up with this idea to present this, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of questions, and talk about shrinking 3-4 years of experience into half an hour. People can walk into Friends of Library Sales and look like a veteran and just really make bank versus Brian, just like the system Brian's taught, just how to take advantage of Friends of Library Sales. What my wife and I have learned, the amount of man hours put into this webinar. If you're in any way thinking that you're going to do this, just do it now. Do it now, right now. If you have to shut off this webinar or do it on your next coffee break or get it in right after work, you text me and I'll still make sure that you get this, but get her done.
Awesome. Yeah, here's Carr saying he's surrounded by colleges. It is really nice when that's the situation. That can be very, very beneficial. That's awesome. All right, Coach Curt is right. He's going to give you all the tips that he and Kay learned. And Curt is one of those analytical minds like Brian. They both do really well with spreadsheets and numbers and all that. I'm like, I'm glad I've got such smart guys to work with who know how to work the numbers and figure out these things. And that's what we're benefiting from. Here, Brian, with tens of thousands of hours of in the store scanning sessions, creating the system and taking a whole summer to create this amazing course for us. So welcome everyone into the book flipping profit system family. It's really great to have you. Quick question from Dawn. Oh, we got more numbers. Okay, Virginia. Let me give this phone number to everybody to place your order. Let's see, how do I do that? Just 1 second. Okay. All right, so it's 888-545-7247. And I'll also put it on the screen. I'll get a notepad up for you guys. Hold on 1 second, because I know some people can't find that in the panel. Whoops. I'm just juggling stuff around right here. So the phone number is 888-545-7247. I know that's not very big. Can you guys kind of see that? Brian, can you see this at all?
Yeah, it's actually easier if you don't highlight it.
Okay, there we go, right there. All righty, so that just leave that right there, and I probably should shrink it so that people can see the link as well. And I'll put it right down there. Okay, so more questions have rolled in. Hold on a second. Does Brian teach how to find and sell textbooks?
Oh, and I was thought you were going to answer that.
Oh.
Around the on the workshop level.
Yes, we go into greater depth at the workshop level because it's almost like, well, it's like Coach Curt with children's books, except I would say books even more. Really understanding there's a seasonal aspect and just all the nuances and details of that. And by the way, when we mention workshop, I'm just going to say this. We do a book flipping workshop 2 or 3 times a year. Well, guess when the next one is? Take a guess. It's next month. It's January. So if you are interested, here I got to bring up my calendar on my phone and get the exact date. Which, by the way, we do workshops because think about it. If we're a business school, the face-to-face is the most enhanced learning experience because you're eyeball to eyeball. It's on Sunday, January 13th. It's in Dallas. Alrighty. Stacy, the Friends of the Library sales is in my content. It's in my content. Yes, absolutely. That's in the course. Carr, do you think I can use 2 different credit cards and sign up? You know what, Carr? Call this phone number and they'll be able to help you. You're probably going to get David or Lisa. Call that phone number. I have known Lisa to be able to do that. I can't guarantee, but you call and you'll get David or Lisa and you just express to them what you want to do. And I'm nearly 100% positive they can accommodate that. I'm going to mention something too. We don't normally mention for the price point of this particular product. But here goes. There's a little secret. Call it the PayPal loophole. All right. PayPal actually has a financing program. So you're talking about a credit card, but just know that PayPal actually has a financing option. So you would need to click the PayPal button, and then you open up your PayPal account. This is after you've filled out all this info. So you fill it all out, click PayPal, and then you would go into your PayPal account, and you're going to see a big purple button. You can't miss it. And that's where you can find out about financing through PayPal. So we don't finance, but PayPal does have that option. And it's not really a loophole, but I'll say it's an option. But yeah, Car, just feel free to call that number and talk to our folks.
Hey, Ann, I want to address John's question about, do I teach how to find and sell textbooks? And you gave a great answer, but Don, I'd like you to know that everything that you need to be able to be, profitably selling books, including textbooks, is in this course. What you're buying today, it's everything. Yes, there are additional nuances and that ways. I'm always looking for that way to get an edge over other sellers and to maximize my profits. So we just go into further detail and give lots of tips and strategies at workshops. Plus, you get to be, side by side with other members and share and meet them and strategize with them. It's a great place to be in a learning experience.
All right. Karina, would I be able to have the bonus if I purchase later today? I need to talk about, okay. It wouldn't be fair to those who do. I guess that's all I can say. What I could say is you have your convo. Well, gosh, that's a tricky one. If you want to give a phone call and talk to our folks, you can do that. Okay. That's all I can say for now. Who was this asking? Yeah, Karina. Why don't you call and speak to one of our folks? Okay, Arlene, I signed up before this seminar. Is there a way for me to see Coach Curt's FLO webinar? Okay, Arlene, reach out to customer care, support@ecommercebusinessschool.com, and tell them Ann sent you. All righty. Stacy, when you say I don't see it, can you help me out? Is it the link or the phone number? Let me know, and I'll be happy to help you. Dawn, the workshops are recorded. Yeah. And yes, there is a fee for the workshops. We fly in members from all over the country, our support team, our trainers. One is coming in from Europe. So yeah, there is a fee for the workshop. We pay the hotel, so there's a fee. Yeah. What is the scouting app called? Was it Scoutify?
Scoutly.
Or Scoutly. All righty. Oh, what would be the phone to call? That's right here. And maybe what I need to do is just, I'm going to just quickly type that into the slide deck so people can see that a little bit better. And so I have to just pause for a second while I do that. Okay, so 1 second while I get that up so people can better see that phone number. 1 second, everybody. Okay. The phone number, I guess I'll put on this page. I'm just kind of moving around a bunch of stuff. If you see other questions come in, Brian, feel free to answer them while I just maneuver and get this phone number on here for everyone to see.
They're all asking for the Friends of the Library content that's shown on the screen right now.
Oh, okay. All right, type in this number and I'll get it on the screen. Just 1 second. There we go. All righty, and I'll share again. Oh, I ended up at the end. 1 second. How did that happen for me? Okay, and share. Am I sharing the right screen, Brian?
Yes, you are.
Okay, there's the number, 888-545-7247. 888-545-7247. All righty. And now I can see questions again.
People are
Yes.
asking
Hey,
about
Curt.
the library bonus, and it is not posted yet. I just did it live, I don't even know, a couple days ago. And but Lisa said the
Yesterday.
tech team will have it up by the end of the day.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. For people who are looking for that. Yeah, it will be up very shortly, end of the day. Okay. All righty. John, how does it work if you're on would like? Oh, you know what, John? Coach Curt, let's have John email into support and we'll get you taken care of. Let me get you. Oh, to answer your question, Joyce, that would be in the back office. And so here, this is for you, Dawn. I'm going to give you the email address. Type that out. It's support@ecommercebusinessschool.com, but I'm sending that to you through chat as well. And they'll be able to answer that. Okay. And for Joyce, yeah. So Joyce, if you've gone into your, there you okay. Good deal. Okay. So this phone number, feel free to call to place your order. Make sure you do that now so you don't miss out and you get access to Coach Curt's Friends of the Library training. All right. Anything else? We've got really, really smart, observant people. You're very welcome, Don. Our pleasure. And I hope that regardless, you can make it, but if not, we have accommodations for you, okay? All right. Yeah, Joyce, it's support@ecommercebusinessschool.com. Make sure you add in the .com. I probably should have put that on the screen too. But make sure you do the .com. Support@ecommerce. Oh, and business school. It's 3 words. ecommercebusinessschool.com. Here, I'll type it out to you. Okay, someone wanting to know about the buy box. Whew.
Yeah, Elaine, sure. Yes, in fact, I think somebody else had asked about that. So the buy box, that's that mythical box on Amazon. For those of you that don't know, that's where you add it to cart. You see it on the right-hand side. It says if you buy now on it. And the book category is the only category that has the used buy box where you can actually get your used items put in there. So we all compete. We'd like to have that. And price is a big factor, but it's not the only factor. And we talk about the other strategies of how to get in there, including, you know, let's say that there is what we call a lowball seller. Somebody's come in with this ridiculously low offer. You don't want to compete against them. We do have strategies of how to price it so that you're right in there at the highest level that you can be to win the buy box and yet not give away any of your profits. So it is a strategy in there. Can I talk more about how to do it? It's kind of a little bit detailed, but we do teach that.
Yep. Great question. Yeah, it's almost a mini teaching unto itself, and it's like Brian said, it's sophisticated algorithms. And okay, here we go. Sharon, I read that you have to be selling books for 90 days. No?
Sharon, it used to be called featured merchant status, and then they changed the rules on that, and I have not seen it be consistent yet. Fortunately, the one thing about used buy box is that, or selling used books, is that a significant number of people do go to the offer page where the buy box isn't shown. That's where all the offers are because they want to read the item notes. And then they scan through the list of the item notes, which is also an advantage if you want to price higher than the buy box, because then if people go to all the offers, they may scan down and see your price at a higher price. You're not in the buy box, but they like it because you have a better condition, you have well described your book. So there's that as well. It's kind of, you know, either way can make you very profitable.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions? This is your last shout out to get Coach Curt's special training with children's books. I recognize some of those books, by the way, Curt. I never told you that, but I grew up in books. Both my parents were teachers, so I'm a bookaholic. Everybody, I homeschooled, and I ended with an obscene amount of books. I can't even tell you how much money I spent on books, and I I gave them all away. Well, the ones I could sell, and then from there, a very good friend of mine helped me, and I gave them to other homeschool families. But yeah, it was me just kind of passing on those years and other people.
And
so
I don't know.
Books are my life. Yeah.
I don't know if you recall, but the very first book flipping profit system workshop that we did was in Minneapolis. That was your hometown at the time. And I asked you to bring some books from home so I could demonstrate scanning of books. And so here we have the whole classroom. There's about 100 people in the classroom, all, students learning this. And I started to scan through Anne's books just as a demonstration. And we do use the audio signal on the scanner. So like Curt had said, bump, 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 ding. And the ding means buy the book. And every book I was scanning from Anne's was like a ding, ding, ding. She brought all these books. She had no idea how much profit she had off her own bookshelf. It got to be quite funny.
Yeah, I was brand new. So it was like, well, go figure, I would buy really good books. I mean, that just makes total sense to me. But yeah, so my son David had lots of books to practice on because we had literally thousands of books in our house. And so if any of you have college books, for example, and that's how we have people start, just start scanning books in your house. But what was coming to mind, Brian, is, so I've talked about folks how we do events. We do a lot of events. We've done up to 18 a year. We're pretty hardcore and serious about helping our people in their businesses. So I'm trying to find, this would be I'm trying to find that actual one. I think that's from a different account, but this will be a photo. What it looks to be at our events and our workshops. So I'll just flip to where we're getting into the book section. And but we have a lot of fun. This was up in Bloomington. There's Danita. Okay, we're going to be getting into boom, 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 boom. Yeah, get into books real quick here. This is probably this day of books, I believe.
Arlene is saying that Scoutly has a Facebook group page. Yes, and get on that page. It's very helpful. There's some very experienced booksellers on there. You learn other things too that are taught outside of our system. It's a great page to be on.
Oh, I remember now. Books for the last day. There we go. Yeah. So anyways, it's a lot of fun.
You see there in that picture, we're all scanning as a group. We're having this group activity. And I've actually made it kind of a fun contest here. So there are some books in there that are unusual, so to speak. And I want people to see the whole gamut of the different types of books that they might find, the conditions, the prices. So we have quite a good day at the Book Flipping Profit System Workshop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
There you go. That's a great picture. Yeah, you can really see how busy people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, let's see what other questions we have. Oh, hang on. No, I can't see them well. I have to expand this out. Okay. All right, Arlene, with that comment. Okay, great. All righty. I think we have gone really long here, folks. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless. We're excited to have so many new members into the Book Flipping Profit System. A deep, deep debt of gratitude to Brian for his willingness to create this amazing, beautiful, life-changing business opportunity. It is life-changing. And we're just so grateful that we can share this with you and provide the level of excellence in the training, the specificity, the exactness of the system to give you something that's real and tangible and a lot of fun. So everyone have a blessed day and a Merry, Merry Christmas to everybody. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.